Good morning, everybody. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is homework family reading for July 1st through the 15th. First off, as you see, I'm outside. I'm not in the room where I normally do the videos, and there's a reason for that. Spirit made me come outside. So I really feel like right off the bat, I'm being told for all you Aquariuses, you need to be spending some time outside during the month of July. What in the world are you doing, Neptune? And my cat. And so right off the bat, I feel like I'm being told, whether it's a healing energy for you, I don't know. Because sometimes we get better grounded when we're outside. Sometimes being outside with earth and animals and nature helps us heal. I don't know why specifically, but Spirit made me come outside to do the video. So I'm outside, and I feel like I'm supposed to be telling you at least through the 1st through the 15th of July, you need to be trying to get outside. Say hello. So try to get some time to be outside, and that should help you in some way. With that being said, I am also being given, Spirit came in and gave me it in different ways. All signs are dealing with, no, you're not going to play with that little cord and then mess up all Mama's paperwork. Sorry, dealing with a cat. All signs are being told, communication is very, very big and important from the 1st through the 15th. And it makes sense because Mercury is going retrograde in Leo, which is in your opposition. And then it's going to move back into Cancer. But that won't actually hit until, I believe, closer to the second part of July when it actually enters Cancer. So it starts out in opposition of you, Mercury does. And it doesn't go retrograde until the 7th, July 7th. And I'm being told 7/7, July 7th is a very important day. It's a magical day. 7 is a magical number of like divine magic. Divine magic usually does not come in an all warm, fuzzy feeling. Usually it's because something is being removed from your life in some way, shape, or form. Or something is being brought to your attention that's usually uncomfortable. But either way, I'm being told the 7th and the 8th are important days. I'm also being given the 8 as a number for everyone for July 1st through the 15th. And for me, 8 stands for abundance. But it also stands for infinity, which is great, except for it also stands for karmic energy. So watch what you're thinking. Watch what you're building, consciously and unconsciously. Especially right now, because like I said, I'm being given the number 8, which means I feel like in many cases, the situations that take place on the 7th and the 8th are going to kind of like redirect the situation in general. You may not notice it right then at that time, but I feel like that's where the infinity number is coming in. It's going to definitely be shifting things into that direction according to the decisions and the actions you make on the 7th and the 8th and what happens on those days. But remember, with the 8 being there, this is also speaking of you may be overcoming karmic situations too, in general. Spirit also tells me right off the bat, for all the Aquariuses, it is the number 5. 5 means change, but it also means adaptability. For the most part, that's usually the biggest 2 of it. There's so much more to the number 5, and you may want to go back and look up the number 5 in general, because I'm being told the 5 energy is definitely with you from the 1st through the 15th, and it will help you. So I feel like I'm being told to tell you to get outside. Watch what you're thinking and the way you're communicating before the 7th and after. Because remember, until Mercury goes retrograde in Leo, technically it's actually in shadow. So therefore it's only looking at the darker aspects of things. Now, with that being said, I always say to everybody, when Mercury's in retrograde, we don't mean to be self-centered, but your communication is only talking to you. So you kind of can't help it. You kind of get lost in your own world, your own thoughts, your own thinking, and you're not really paying attention to what's going on outside of you. And let's face it, Aquarius, you guys are some serious thinkers. Think, 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 think. So this is, I feel, an extra emphasis on telling you all your thinking and your communication skills right now. But it is dealing with the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the third eye chakra. And it is in those orders. It's not like third, throat, heart, or heart, throat, third. It is definitely the throat chakra, which is the communication, is the, I don't want to say out of balance, but it's the one that's the boldest right now. And Spirit is making sure that I put it out there that way because of the information that I'm getting next. You are being given both the elephant and the fox. They're not coming together. They're individually. Now, I pulled up some of my, little bit of my animal medicine here, because I know not everybody follows animal medicine. But this is the thing. The animal medicine is coming of the elephant, and the fox is coming only in the throat and the heart chakra. And there's a reason why I'm saying it this way. Hold on. When the elephant is brought into your life as a spirit guide, it is typically meaning that it is time to seek, find, create harmony within the herd. But it is also called to be the leadership of the herd. And you need to stand strong and remain compassionate. Elephant also stands for protection, strength, strong bonds, social communication, family love, loyalty, sensitivity, good luck, happiness, wise or wisdom, leadership. But for me directly, and this is why I'm adding this part, for me directly, the elephant is wisdom in the ways of harmonious love. And I don't mean like your relationship or your girlfriend, boyfriend, your spouses. I mean love. Unconditional love. It is a higher wisdom of that heart chakra. And it's trying to bring that connection into the throat chakra, is what I feel like I'm being given. I gave you the other pieces. By all means, go back and look it up, what the elephant medicine is, to see what it might mean for you directly. But for me, when Spirit is giving it to me, the elephant is just walking up to us, like it's greeting us. So the way I interpret it, like I said, with what I'm being given and the feelings I'm being given with it, is it's bringing its wisdom of its communication of the heart to you, to help you. And the reason why is because you also have the fox, which is also coming within the throat and the heart chakra. And the fox for me is one of two things. The fox is playful and fun, but it's also a little sneaky. It's a little sneaky. Okay, everybody has that one friend who wouldn't necessarily want to hurt someone else, but gets a little kick at, pushing those buttons and getting the rise out of you. This is how I interpret the fox. The fox is quite capable of doing anything. The fox is smart, it is intelligent, it's fun, and it's playful. But sometimes its playfulness can become cunning and then go in a different direction. The fox also reminds me, in general, you have everything you need. Everything you need, if you'd open up your eyes and see it, to help you, whatever it is you're doing. So I'm being given the elephant and the fox in both the throat and the heart chakra. And the reason I keep saying that is because I am being given an owl, and it is a barn owl. But the barn owl is only coming in the third eye. And he flies right through me so that he can show me for whoever it is I'm connecting with. The owl's not looking at the Aquarius. He's looking one way and you all are looking another. So what this is meaning to me is many of you are looking for the right answers with your thinking, your wisdom, your intelligence, all of that you carry in that brain, that overactive brain of thinking. Hold on. Neptune, do not eat that cord. Don't you look at your mommy like that. 1 second. Neptune, I swear, you are not going to stay. Stop it. Yeah, that's me talking to you. I said no. Sorry. Well, I don't want him to eat the cord. But what I'm being given is, you know how they say sometimes when the answers are being given to us, it's like the idea of your guardian angels on the left going, hey, over here. But you're so busy looking to the right. This is what I feel like the owl is trying to tell me at this time. Like the owl is saying, you have all that wisdom, just like the fox was saying. You have all of that wisdom and that knowledge to put it all together and create it like so. But in your third eye, you're overthinking it, and while you're overthinking it, you're not maybe getting the right information, and so therefore you're looking in one direction and you're completely missing the guidance that's being given to you. So I'm trying to tell you to slow down. Slow down and really take the time to listen to what your guides are telling you. And don't forget, again, because I was just reminded, the number 5. Okay, with that being said, for July 1st through the 15th, Aquarius, first off, Mars moves into Leo on the 7th, which is in opposition of you. It doesn't take, but we have the solar eclipse, which is taking place on July 2nd in Cancer. Now the sun's there too, so this is your inner and your outer worlds colliding, illuminating, and trying to heal at the same time. It's the illumination and the shadow speaking to you, more or less, of the solar eclipse on the 2nd in Cancer with a new moon. So this is actually supposed to be a new beginning, but I feel like I feel like with the eclipse being here, you're definitely going to be shown something that's not working for you, so that you can start to set it into proper motion through the time of that new moon and that full moon. Because the full moon, by that time, you should be starting to pick up what you need to correct within what you started to set goals and directions on. Now you have Venus moving into Cancer on July 3rd. Mercury is going retrograde on the 7th, and all of this is leading you to the lunar eclipse that takes place on the 16th in Capricorn. Now, with that being said, could you maybe move your tail right out of my notes? Thank you. Just talking to the cat again. Let me get over here so I can pull up some of the astrology for you. You need to be coming into your power, acknowledging your power. I just caught myself starting to sing one of the songs that Spirit puts in my mouth. And be your own superhero. Be your own king, queen, is what I'm being told. When you start believing in that, then you'll start feeling like that, is what I'm being told, at least for whoever it is I'm connecting with, that, or they're wanting me to connect with it this time. That is what that message right there was. Now, Mr. Napatoni, could you please sit up here for a few minutes? No, Mommy, your stuff's everywhere. Yes, it is. You have Mercury, Jera, or Ura, and Mars in Leo, which is your universal 7th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's in opposition of who you are. And this means a lot to you because this is your relationship zone. Neptune You're going to stop eating that cord. Sorry. This is your relationship zone. Mars is here, bringing in your sexual energy. But bringing in, when I say your sexual energy, it's bringing in how you feel about yourself within these relationships. Making you truly see how you feel about these relationships, what the communication has been lacking within these relationships, and where's the sacrifice and commitment need to be. Now, there's going to be rules, walls, and boundaries within the situation, because as soon as all three of these energies moved into Leo, Kokub, which is the dragon, which is one of the stars which never really leaves Leo, started illuminating it, and it brings extra illumination, extra sensitivity, and rules, walls, and boundaries to these energies of your inner SWAT team, your inner warrior, your fire, passion, action, aggression, sexual energy, how you feel about yourself. Do you feel good about yourself? You know, the sacrifice and commitment that it takes within the relationships to have a good relationship. I mean, are they healthy relationships? If they aren't supporting you, why are they still in your life? I mean, and I don't mean supporting you as in taking care of you. If it is not helping you get to the vibrational frequency that you wish for it to be, why are you continuing to have it in your life, these relationships? Basically, this is where I'm going with it. And it's talking about the communication. So what is the communication that's not coming out, not forthcoming from yourself, as well as just what you need to be speaking? So you're going to be evaluating all of that over this month, or at least from the 1st to the 15th. Now, you mainly have information going on in your 6th house, which is dealing with your daily work, your service, your diet, your health, your physical body, as well as physical illnesses or sicknesses. But this is your ability to work, your hygiene. This is your caretaking. This is your everyday, daily, mundane task. Your get up, your routine. Your get up, your get ready, go to work, what you do, the stores you stop at, blah, blah, blah. What about this daily routine is not serving you anymore? Okay? Because you're having, first off, in this daily routine is where you're having the solar eclipse take place. So there's illuminating both your subconscious and your conscious actions of the daily routine, how it is and isn't serving you, what needs to be changed, what can you no longer lie to yourself about within these daily routines, what has become bad habits that you've created over time, thinking that, you know, we'll just do it this way and it'll be what's best maybe for the situation at the time. And over time, it's become the habit or the routine, and it's no longer serving you, period. But you're in denial about it. You're not wanting to see it. The illumination of that's going to be coming up during this solar eclipse on July 2nd. And if it hasn't, it's definitely going to show itself by the time you have the lunar eclipse on the 16th. But it should have already showed itself by the 2nd. What needs to change? Because this is also where the North Node is. And the North Node speaks to us about what it is that you have to learn in order to move forward in life. You cannot not learn this. This is something that must shift, must change. And for you, it's in your daily routine. So this may be work. This may be, you know, just the routine in general. It may be your health. It may be your diet. It may be, like I said, it's mundane daily tasks that you do every day, but you're not putting that much energy into thinking that it makes that much of a difference. But that's exactly why it makes such a difference, because it's the mundane daily tasks. Okay? And when it comes to that lunar eclipse, it will be taking place in your 11th house. So by that time, it will be questioning the community, your large groups, your friends, your wishes, your memberships, your goals, your hopes, your ambitions, your dreams, the self-realization of yourself. and your humanitarian interests in general. Where are these clashing? Because there's also something in that area that's not serving you. Because that's the South Node sitting on top of Pluto, sitting on top of Saturn. Again, rules, walls, boundaries. And death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. I feel like the wisdom of the owl is just trying to fly into you. Trying to fly into you and help you. But I feel like for whoever it is, all I'm connecting with, it's not even that you're looking to the right when the owl's on the left trying to be the guide that's helping you. But I feel like you've got it so stuck in your head, these patterns, these addictions, these habits of those mundane daily tasks. Something about them, you've gotten yourself into an addictive belief that it has to be that way. And because of that, it's not serving you, but you're also stagnant. And I feel like unless you start to make moves in that action, you'll stay stagnant. And I feel like the owl is just trying to, do things to get your attention. And I feel like the owl is fighting in your mind. I feel like the owl is fighting the heart and the throat chakra, because something to do with the way you're thinking about it, when truthfully the three of them are trying to come together and help you. Now, what else do I see going on? I feel like very much like this whole, I feel like you're being told to get into, how military, they tell you it's time to line up a uniform or uniform order. I feel like you're being called to action, and you can't actually start getting into action until you start to realize what the call is about. And that's really the direction I'm feeling most of this is going for you. Now, most of your energy is of your unconscious actions this month. There is some of the other, your conscious actions, but it is your unconscious actions because you're dealing with your personal identification, ego, and introvert situations. This is belief versus free will. Belief versus free will. This is your more personal and more private areas. And as you heal and sift through the truths of them, it moves into those relationships and outer community and starts to become more extroverted. But if you're not sifting through those inner world actions, that introverted self, and finding the healing and the truth, then you're going to miss the whole thing that's being set for you. Because you have so many things this whole time pointing directly at your relationship zone and those daily mundane tasks. So it's your 6th and 7th house. Everything is arrowing to those two houses. So it's going from your daily mundane tasks to the relationships, the partners, the business contracts, your divorce, separation, lawsuits, open enemies, anything you care about, you have a relationship with. Even the shit that you don't want to care about, you have a relationship with because you still don't want to care about it. So this is all trying to help you sift through what will and will not be part of your life. What is acceptable, what is not. How do you get to the depths and the truth and start to really create what you desire? Is really where this is going. But you are going to do some definitely inward, unconscious sifting through some of your own stuff in order to make it through during this eclipse season. Which, if you are doing it, you're pretty much right on mark, because the energy of these eclipses is definitely meant to set a direction next month with the Lion's Gate. I'm warning you. I mean, I'm telling you, the Lion's Gate's going to have some major ascension. The Sirius star is going to be speaking unlike it normally has ever been speaking, because of where it's going to be, who's going to be on top of it. You're going to have the North Node I think Saturn and Pluto all on top of each other with that Sirius star. So August is definitely going to be redesigning a new direction, and this is a clean out before that, more or less. This is a clean out, a clear it out, clear the air, a cleansing, however you want to see it. This is the time to get that homework done so that you're on the right side of yourself and the direction you want to be. You're not backtracking. It's not like taking, what I feel like I'm supposed to be saying is, you're trying to make sure you're not going to be going 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You're learning what tasks, and they just put tasks in my mouth. You're learning what directions, what's all of that is meant to be so that you get there. All right, what is Aquarius's energy? What is Aquarius's energy? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Aquarius's energy. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Aquarius. July 1st through the 15th. What's their energy? Yes. No. I'm not talking to you if we're going to stay low. I don't care. I fight with the decks all the time. Alright. First off, I am being given the Emperor. I will come back and explain it to you. Then I am being given 3 of Pentacles, which is 3 of Discs in this one. And then I am being given 6 of Pentacles, which is 6 of Discs in this one. And yes, I write all over them. First off, you are being given the Emperor. Now, this can go one of a couple different ways, because this is technically a fire sign. It is technically Aries, but I tend to put it with Taurus and Capricorn and just fire signs in general. I don't know why, it's just the way I see it. But the Emperor is someone who carries important status and stability within your life. It is willpower, it is thought, speech, action, but it is also domination. It speaks to you of leadership, width, length, and depth. It speaks to you of the power over others. It is the natural leader. Now, for some of you, it is also the entrepreneur. For some of you, this is you at this time, because I'm asking what Aquarius's energy is. You're trying to be the Emperor, or you are the Emperor. You are the all-knowing. You are the controller. You're controlling, overpowering others. In some cases, you may not mean to be, but it's the leadership. It's the depth. It's speech, thought, action, but it's also domination. And then it's talking about 3 of Pentacles, which is balance. You are trying, I feel like what this is Capricorn and Mars. This is trying to balance your 3, your mind, body, and spirit. You're trying to balance your 3. It is masculine. It is reaping rewards for the hard work that you have. Some of you may be moving forward already, and some of you are trying to create this energy at this time. 6 of success. Well, it's called success. 6 of Pentacles is Taurus in the moon in Taurus, which is material success. Success and building upon that success. Opportunities, adventure. It is prosperity and commitment. So this is all things of saying, you know, you're on the right track. You're being the entrepreneur. You're being the emperor of your life. You are gaining balance. You are gaining success. You are gaining, all 3 wheels are spinning in the same direction. It is, you know, reaping the rewards for everything that you've been working hard for. Are you reaping them? Because if not, then you're doing something wrong against yourself. And then this is finding that you should have more opportunities coming in. I said abundance, 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 abundance this month. So if you're fighting yourself and you're not doing with what vibes with you the most, the highest vibrational frequency, then you may be bringing in karmic energy. And then you're going to be creating successful abundance away from yourself. This is basically what they're saying. You have the opportunity to create it. Are you listening to your owl? Are you listening to the owl and the elephant and the fox? Are you listening to all three of them? That is what they're saying most of you should be in right now. You should be the Prince of Wands. You need to be finding your confidence, or you already are in your confidence. This is the Chariot of Fire. This is swiftness. This is making swift, new, changing. It could be a very swift, fast fire turning point that's going to make things better. This is your solar fire. It is your intellect and your inner storm igniting. This is the strength and the honesty and the swiftness, along with integrity and drive. So, like I said, what are you not going to stand for anymore? When you start being the authentic you that only you can be, and you have the courage to be it, you're going to start seeing everything shift, if you haven't already. Is there anything else here? Wrong one. Okay, I don't believe that. Is there anything else here? For some of you, I'm being told the Hermit. For some of you, you need to take some time, go inward, and really, truly take that meditation time and figure it out. It's the infinite connection with your higher self. Your higher self already knows. Listen to that infinite connection. This is the elephant, the fox, and the owl coming together, helping you figure that out, because these three chakras need to get in balance this month. Wisdom, secret, fire, your infinite connection. This is helping you find your direction and your purpose, your sign of command. It's also the yod. It's the hand of God coming down to help you. More or less, you've got to call in your higher self. Call in your higher self for some of you. So it's basically, I feel like there's two different sides. One side is on, one side is off. And the side that's off basically is being shown what they need to do. Anything else about where Aquarius stands? The Empress. Yeah, this is definitely two different sides. The Empress is the difference between the Empress and the High Priestess in my Thoth deck is the Priestess has achieved the oneness. The Priestess is magic itself. She is the Oracle. The Empress is the way of Oracle thinking. Aquarius, your mind. Like I said, there's a difference between the Priestess and the cards. The card of the Priestess is technically higher than the Magician, because the Magician's still the apprentice. It's the Alpha and the Beta. The Priestess has entered oneness. She's entered oneness. She is magic itself. She's become one with it. She's become the Oracle and can see the difference and feel it and understand the depths. The Empress is still an apprentice of thinking oracle-like, basically. But it's very mothering. It's very nurturing. It's very selfless. It's nurturing, or the need of that nurturing. It's also a new doorway that is opening. It is lifting one up to elevate themselves. But like I said, the only downfall with the Empress versus the High Priestess is she's still in the thinking from everything she's learned versus the knowing. All right, this is what the cards say Aquarius is at. Let's find out what your challenge is. Get back in my deck. Get back in my deck. Because I already knew we were going for this deck of cards. This is my light and shadow deck. Because as soon as I was told I was reading for Aquarius, those two decks were like the only ones that really wanted to talk. What is the challenge for Aquarius for July 1st through 15th? What's the challenge for Aquarius July 1st through 15th? Please tell me the challenge. What challenges them? What is the challenge for Aquarius? The Ten of Swords. Alright, the Ten of Swords is abandonment. It is disaster. But the good thing is, this shit's over. You're not being stabbed in the back anymore. If you want to stop it, this can be stopped at any time. That's the good part about the Ten of Swords. I mean, you've already been stabbed in the back a million times. You've already been, lied to and put through the bullshit. You've been abandoned and left in the disaster. You've been left for dead so many times. You're going to continue to let it keep happening? That's up to you. This can be the good thing because you have the power to stop it. Or at least start moving the direction of how to stop it. But that's the challenge, is are you willing? Are you willing to stop it? Because I'm being also given for the challenge the Seven of Cups, which is confusion, temptation. It is spreading oneself too thin. It is chasing too many things. This is Venus in Scorpio. You have too many things that are trying to birth, death, rebirth. Too many transformations you're trying to take place in, which is causing the confusion, forcing the soul to feel like it's drowning. You need to figure out who's stabbing you, why you're being stabbed, who's leaving you in disaster, who's leaving you in abandonment, and do it right back to them. Leave them in abandonment. Leave them behind. And then start figuring out what transformations is important and which ones aren't. Don't go after the ones that aren't important. Leave them right where they stand. That's your challenge. Is there any other challenges for Aquarius? Sensitivity, I'm being told. You have to watch your sensitivity. In the physical world. The physical world, your sensitivities, remember, are just speaking to you. I tell people all the time. Sometimes, I used to, as I'm speaking, what comes up is the Two of Cups. Now, this could be two things. You could have a brand new love coming into your life, which is great. But I don't typically read for love. But this could be a brand new love coming into your life, and that could be a wonderful thing. It's Two of Cups. It's Venus in Cancer. But for you, Cancer is your everyday, daily, mundane tasks, which is also talking about, your daily routines. So this also speaks to you of, get down with loving yourself some. I mean, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. This is starting to love oneself again, starting to find oneself again. Because I'm being told right as I was going over this, your sensitivities can lead you in a positive or a negative way. And I always tell people, sometimes when I've found myself just pissed off and angry, my vibrations are at an all-time high. And I was like, am I a bad person? Because my vibrations are at their highest when I'm all pissed off. No, it took me a long time to realize sometimes they're at their highest because I'm no longer lying to myself. We have every choice to make the decisions we make, good or bad. When you're angry, you're being told what you're unhappy about. You're being told what you've been lying to yourself about. You're being told what has to change. And when you stop lying to yourself, your vibrations rise. This is why whenever I find myself angry, I find myself being stuck looking myself in the eye with the truth, which technically is a blessing. But in the same sense, it's all about your free will of how and what you will choose to react upon. Your sensitivity can steer you in the right way or the wrong way. And when I was being given it, I'm being given the Two of Cups, which means you can either drive yourself closer to true authenticity and loving yourself and finding that oneness, or you can drive yourself further away from it because we're still in the challenge. Now, are you using the same deck again? Nope, this one. This is completely off the thing. They're telling you, from what I was just saying, you can also have the Ten of Cups. This is moving you into the future. We're no longer in the challenge. The Ten of Cups is speaking to you of, if you've passed the challenge, you started working through the challenge. The Ten of Cups is Mars and Pisces. This is harmony between the opposites as you start to move forward. This is dancing and celebration with joy. This is reshaping the present. This is Hagulas. This is the controlled crisis. Hagulas is a rune. It's the controlled crisis leading to completion and back into harmony. So if you've been working through the opposition, through the challenge, this is where it will be taking you. Then you also have the Six of Swords, which is speaking to you. It's the compass itself. It's knowledge. It's Dagaz and Jebo. It is your inner space mixing with your outer space. It is the unexpected shiftness of consciousness and the breakthrough. It is Mercury, the very communication getting through, because it's Mercury and Aquarius. It is the gift and its obligation. Spirit just told me to say that like 3 times. The gift and its obligations. The gift and its obligations. It is mature, objective mind, but with balanced realization. And think about it. There's so many swords. We were just talking about being stabbed in the back. There's so many swords here on this boat that could be sinking him. But he don't care. He's still going. He's going. He's got no problem. Because he knows he's going to his happiness. He knows he's going to where the joy and the celebration are being reshaped and fertile, mature, growing. He's not worried about that boat sinking. Are you? Then you have, sorry, they just keep coming up. You have the Four of Pentacles, which is Capricorn, power, manifested, grounded power being manifested. This is also Induous. This is your inner nourishment. This is your 4 becoming your 1. Your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. So this is taking all of those energies and truly starting to find who you are and moving forward. This is no longer letting everything stab you in the back anymore. This is coming into your oneness. And then you have the King of Wands ending it with uncontrolled forces of fire and fire. This is the Father energy. This is insight and understanding through those shadow pains and those confusions as you've moved forward. Because now you are the warrior. Now you are not just the warrior, but you're the king. It is inspiration. And the horse stands for freedom, stability, and grounded energy. And a brand new beginning, because it's also an Aries. It's Leo fire, and it's a new beginning, but it's coming into your fire, coming into your power, and moving forward. Is there anything that I need, or not I, this deck? What is something that we can leave Aquarius with that's in a very high vibrational energy that will help them from the 1st through the 15th? Sadness. Allow yourself the space to feel miserable from time to time. Mourn what has been lost or what can not be. If you don't take the time now, your sadness will catch up with you, and later when you least are expecting of it. This is, like I said, this is about coming into your oneness, coming back into your authentic self, your soulfulness. Feel like you're being called into uniform. Like, pull all of you back together. Pull all of you back together and let's get right. Responsibilities. Become discriminated. Become discriminate. Looks like it's a misprint. Well, it doesn't make sense to me the way that it's written. But they're saying, you know, pay attention to who you choose to help and who you don't choose to help. Because it's like it's written wrong. It's a misprint somehow. There are too many people in your life that won't take responsibility for themselves. And instead rely on you to sort it out for them. You know which people you can count on, which people you can't. And the ones that are taking advantage of you and need to fall, unfortunately, let them fall. Forgiveness. Trusting yourself is often harder than trusting in others. Don't worry if you get this wrong. The consequences will not be as bad as you think. I love you guys. See you for the second half of July. And if you enjoy them, please subscribe. Bye, guys.